What's going on, my people? It's a motherfucking kid. Here we are again with Open Mike Eagle. I'm super excited for this. I feel like his last project, his last real project, Brick Body Kids, it was like one of the best albums of the year for me. That year that it dropped, I think it was 2016. Such a big superhero fan. So like the whole first track and like the idea of like it being as big as building, it was super cool to me. I feel like this time around I'm not gonna connect with it as much because it's about anime, and I'm not too much part of that geek enclave. You know, I guess we all have our own teach zone, but I'm still got the lyrics right here, so hopefully I don't miss anything too crazy. That kid grew up and messed his kid up. He fucked her shit up, then she fucked dude up. It all got screwed up, and that fucked me up, so I'ma fuck you up. Speed up, I hate this free up. This shit costs too much. The lift off blew up. The bullshit's teed up. The heart got beat up. My brain goes zero, cause that's my piece. Police my ego. A downside strike, and it's like keto. It's like that, people. It's like when Professor X wiped Magneto. We knew we had the math wrong. Shit, but took a bad fall. Look, but we ain't had nothing to land on. Damn. Okay, so a lot of personal stuff in there. Not just verbal fighting, but like physical interactions with your partner. It's very open. I wonder if it's anime, comma, trauma, and divorce, or if it's anime, trauma, and divorce. I like that Magneto line too, and like, oh, now I'm at zero because this is my piece. Very, very personal too. Like, a lot of people don't actually like to talk about these type of problems. It's interesting that he's being super upfront about it, like divorce, and then in the first song, it's like, oh, we were getting into like fights, and it was just like, it's this shit is hard. Relationships are hard. If I was a superhero, my name might be Captain Head Africa. If I was a transformer, my name might be Head Assimus Prime. What the fuck? Hey. Ass. Mountain too high, no backup plan, fill up a van. I think I can, no engine head ass. With my little, no pepper, sit in the shade. Don't wanna play, I need a shade. Ass on my head, ass on my head. Secret, I overthink it, I overanalyze and tweak it, cause that's my weakness. Not every day. Acting head ass, rapping head ass. Pursue my passion head ass. Writing head ass, writing head ass. Don't feel no excitement. That's what I'm talking about, man. I love that tongue-in-cheek, like cynical ass fucking attitude. Broke head ass, woke head ass, broke head ass. Don't want no coke head ass, acting head ass, rapping head ass, pursuing my passion head ass, writing head ass, fighting head ass. Don't feel no excitement head ass, whiskey head ass, fishy head ass. That's risky head ass, vocal head ass, local head ass, old anti social head ass. Wow, he really pulled through right here. This is exactly what the fuck I need in my life. I love how it's not really like trying too hard. Like the chorus is just like ass on my head, ass on my head. It's just like kind of not taking itself too seriously. Head ass on my head, ass on my head. Open Mike Eagle is just like really down to earth guy. He's not like braggadocious in a way that like a lot of rappers are, but he possesses the intellect that demands people's attention. Like just his wittiness, his bars, they demand the spotlight. But he himself, he doesn't like call for it too much. It's not like he's putting himself in the center of it. Like when at that show on Comedy Central, it's not like he was not inviting other rappers. Like, oh, this is just gonna be about me. No, he's like getting other people. He's working with Baron Vaughn. It's not like he's trying to be just out there by himself. Like, oh, I can do both. No, he's kind of like stepping into that scene with someone that's more familiar to it than him. It's like very humble. Like that's how I would describe Open Mike Eagle. Start thinking about quitting. Trying to change how I'm looking. Trying to search for my footing. Maybe go where I couldn't. Maybe finally Brooklyn. Tattoos, haircuts, gold chains, anime. Tattoos, haircuts, gold chains, anime. Started doing more push-ups. Back pain when I look up. Taking down what I put up. Tattoos, haircuts, a crisis. Any way that I slice it. Gotta get in a park. Scared to look at them prices. Weird bachelor couches. My belly hanging like Ralph's. Rereading no comic books. Rob Liefeld in them pouches.
Lordy, new car cause I'm sporty, or he can't deal with this memory when he see what he see, and he don't know, but he made that tattoos, haircuts,
Gold
gold chains,
chains, anime.
anime.
Wow, this is so self-loving. It reminds me a lot of like Being You Is Great, the Quali Chris album. It's just like trying to pick himself up, like what's good about life right now? What's good after this crisis? Like I like that line, like what's a crisis? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like he's just like right there to pick himself. I love that reality comes in, like oh he's trying to do the exercise but his knees hurt. It's just like oh it's not the same, but like he's trying, and you can really like feel the passion in his voice. Like oh this isn't the end. This post divorce. It's kind of like a new beginning in a sense. My favorite line's probably got a new apartment, scared to look at them prices. I think it just like really tells like the times within that bar, like how shit's going on. Shit's really fucked, and not just like with his personal life, but like with the economy in a sense. Like oh, it's really hard to be independent out here by yourself. It's just fucking. There's a study that was like, oh, it's not possible to live with a minimum wage job, like just one minimum wage job, and have an apartment by yourself. It's impossible to do that in any American city. And it just feels like if you're working like a fucking full-time job, you should be able to afford your place. But apparently not.
Girls inspiring all the rapper guys. Surprise, it's got me feeling dissatisfied. In between and singing blues is the tendency. But Michael nimble, Michael move independently. He's a paragon. Peep the 10-hour marathon. Studio crying, watching Evangelion. Watch me compartmentalize. We belong to pretend we legitimate. Half Joe Star, half Shinji the Ed again. And right when I'm about to tap out.
Alright, so I'm not sure if this chorus is from an anime or something like that, but it feels like it kind of is. And there's no annotation here to let me know what's up, so. Yeah, I really love that line of like, let me compartmentalize. It's dinner time, let me compartmentalize. It just really like lets you in on how he's coping. He's really just like keeping those parts of his life separate. Like, okay, I'm not gonna deal with that right now. I'm not just gonna think about it. And it's very toxic. You could say toxic masculinity, just like bottling up your emotions. But I don't think compartmentalizing necessarily means that sometimes you let out just like in certain places. Really like letting like his process right now, and it's just like open, especially like just the very strong putting it out there like oh divorce is in the title, so like you understand oh going into this project oh this is we're dealing with the aftermath of a man's life experience, kind of like imploding on him.
Backed up all the data going switch reels like when the big steel apple fall. Real talk, I'd rather be Kim Deal's cannonball. Nap and put his kid on the rapid song.
Damn, that shit sucks. Like they stay up all night and then the fucking data is just like gone. Oof, that's tough. I hate that. A lot of rappers they just put their kid on the song. And sometimes it comes out okay, it's not that bad. I feel like Run the Jewels, it came out really cool. And that first West Side Gun one was cool too. Stop Copying Off My Daddy, West Side Pootie. Like sometimes they can create like iconic lines, but most of the time it's very cringe. And like that one time when Jay-Z and Beyonce had Ivy rapping, I think it was. Yeah, so I know this song came out a long time ago on the Needle Drop compilation. Never heard it, so we're just gonna go ahead and listen to it right now. I'm tucked in an Amazon box like what could it be? I strain my wrong. I'm Eddie Pepitone, yelling till I'm left alone now. Bad step it wasn't wrong, but it. Yo, Eddie Pepitone is the motherfucking man. If you haven't seen his stand up, you should give it a try. He's fucking dope. I remember seeing a documentary about him a long time ago, and he's a bitter Buddha, and like he just had like this a lot of energy like for an old guy, and like he was just talking a lot of populist sentiment, but like from the left, it felt super just done with the system. I fuck with it so hard. I really like that line of like I sprained my ankle trying to run like a Shippuden. I remember being a little kid and like running like fucking like a dweeb, you know, just like with my hands back. Fucking Naruto style. That shit's fucking oof, cringe.
Everything fall down. Lying on the edge of the world. Monocle, read yesterday just to know what tomorrow will do. 90 parts choice and like 3 parts test. Don't nobody give a fuck. Just let me figure out what I ever know for sure. But give a shit.
Yeah, the best line is definitely 90 parts choice and 3 parts destiny. And then I like when he was like, don't nobody give a fuck. It gave it some bop. You know, overall, I think I was expecting a little bit more because it was like a single that was released a long time ago. And I don't know, I expected it to stand out a lot. It just felt like an album track for sure. Is it a play on like the Emperor's New Clothes? The Edge of New Clothes. I'm not really getting the reference. The Edge of New Clothes. The imagery of like standing on the hill at the edge of the world, just like standing on a cliff. Kind of very suicidal, depressing. I'm not sure if it's connected to like the Emperor's New Clothes, but that's like where my mind goes.
Well, I can't make nothing close to this tender. Can't fade, can't accelerate, so pitch me into that blender. Regardless where the sun is, I'm my own personal winter. I'm cold, I think I'm cold, I'm just trying to remember. We thought we were so clever. Just put me on that TV screen, cause pop culture's forever. We did it, we do it, and everybody's assuming. I did too, cause I'm human. We heard we wasn't performing. We heard it wasn't resuming, and it ended. Fucking ended.
That's some really heavy stuff, you know. Going through the cancellation of his show. I wasn't sure if they canceled it or anything, but yeah, making it very clear that it ended. I feel like that show, the highlights were the Open Mike Eagle songs, especially the Danny Brown, the MF Doom song. There's a lot of like interesting ideas in there, but I just remember like all the stand-ups being very niche in a way. And I get that was like the whole idea, you know, black culture and stuff like that. But just some of it wasn't even punching to me. Like I feel like the Darnell one, the Dave Chappelle's friend, he wasn't really like, he's not a seasoned vet, and he just gets credibility for being like who he is. So like his set, it was like trash to me. So there was a couple of oh, you're here because like, you know, you represent something, and not like, oh, you're here because we found you and you're really dope and you represent something, you know. Like him expressing his thoughts about how it ended, and it's just like fucking bullshit because he thought he was finally connecting because they gave him a show, and it's like, no, you're not actually connecting at all. The ratings are really trash and you're gone, and it's just over like that.
We tried doing forever. We tried doing what they tried to do, but we tried doing it better. We tried alone together. Tried until we got tired of losing, tired of pulling on levers, tired.
I'm not sure what he was talking about. The whole record label, is he talking about Hellfire? Was Hellfire its own record label? Metal Music Group? Is Metal Music Group ending? I'm not sure what he's talking about there, but again, it's like very the artist's worst nightmare, the independent artist's worst nightmare. Like you finally set up shop, and you know, market's not good, so the wrong time, you know, of all times in the music industry to like really hop in when all the I was going to streams, and most people don't buy shit like that, and you know, some people still do, but compared to like how it used to be, it's just like, wow, you know, got in at the wrong time. Just pulling at my heartstrings, like, oh, we tried doing it better, we tried doing what they did, we tried doing it better, you know, because like everybody kind of like deludes themselves into thinking, oh, you know, I could do it better, and then you like try it yourself, and you see yourself doing it, and it's like, oh shit, you know, like in your head you feel like you know exactly what should happen, but you know, execution is a bitch, and sometimes this shit just doesn't land. Is he saying Black Mirror episode ruined my marriage? Like what the fuck? What which one, bro? Which one? I need to I can't rewatch that shit. Can you tell me which one? Are you gonna tell me?
My shit went to hell cause of Netflix. So excited when y'all made the announcement. The episode should have came with some counseling. Black Mirror episode on my man.
Bro, is he saying that like Netflix was the thing in his Black Mirror life? Like in his life that kind of like reflects a Black Mirror episode in the way that technology fucks them? Or is he like literally saying that the episodes, like the romance episodes, fucked them up? If that's the case, I need to know which one.
It was a good 10 minutes, then it all went south so goddamn heavy. Couldn't open my mouth, should've picked something else. Anything else, do the right thing, blue leg, cause now I gotta live with my goddamn self. Black Mirror episode on my man. Black Mirror came with a content warning. Shit should've came with a content warning. Watched that shit and didn't talk till morning. Thought that they were making this face.
Let's deconstruct this shit right here, bro. I need to know which episode. He's not telling me. He's just saying it's a fucking. It reminded him of him. Within 10 minutes, it fucked him up. They weren't talking, bro. I doubt that it was Be Right Back, cause that's more of like a coping, like grieving episode. Entire History of You. That one, I could see it happening, going through a partner's phone and finding shit, stuff like that. I'm not sure. Maybe that. I keep that one in high contention. I doubt it would be the San Junipero one. Hang the DJ. Maybe it's like you falling into the system of like, this is how it should be. It's not really your passion. Like it never had a spark, or it's not clicking anymore, and you just open up. Like you just wake up one day and it's like, okay, I don't want to be here. It's not actually like a literal episode. It's just like Netflix in general. The idea that, oh, we're in this routine, we're just watching shit, and it's like, what the fuck? That goddamn episode raised the divorce rate. One episode. If anybody knows like what episode this is, let me know.
Here's self-care cures. The fuck is self-care? Try to find that shit like a tourist. See if they take my insurance. The fuck is self-care? Oh, it's like using good lotions and long walks from the ocean. The fuck is self-care? Yeah, it's like getting a massage at a real place, not in a garage. Yeah, it's even depressing. Yeah, it's like journaling. Writing shit that feels nurturing. I try to get a cup massage. This shit works, bro. Fuck hurt though. Fucking self-care. For obstacles that you struggle past. The keys taking bubble bath. Fuck this self-care. It's like very hot thread counts. And not sleeping on a bed couch. They said don't.
Okay, so that's probably my favorite song on the album so far. I love how he goes from this place of like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? That's such bullshit. To like a place of like, kind of questioning. I was like, what is that? What is that for me? What does it mean for me? Like there's an arc there, and it just happens through the course of a verse, and the way he's like expressing it through the inflection of his voice. You know, the what the fuck is that too? What is that? You know, it goes. You can feel the emotion through the tone of his voice. It comes through like really fucking dope, and the performance is just like perfect. I fucking love that song.
Too much beer, I should eat more vegetables than my waistline would be like. I will never be a co-star, no. I don't give a fuck if I'm a brother, I'm a.
Alright, so I'm seeing right here, this was also released before as an Adult Swim single. I'm not familiar with the show that it's from. It's JoJo's Fantasy. So I'm a Joestar. I'm guessing it has something to do with the character or something like that.
4 years and 5 seasons. God damn it, it's my turn, it's my season. In this chapter, JoJo is African. And it's me, Mike Eagle, I'm the protagonist. And it's a special edition of Open Mike's manga. So draw me in a Fiesta or a white Honda. In my stand, God damn it, his name is Black Patch.
Draw me in a Fiesta or a white Honda. Relatable. That's just the best ad-lib. I fucking love that ad-lib so much.
I will never be a my shoulders and my silhouette. I'm a Joe.
I would have to say this is like escapism at its finest. Just the idea that you're taking over this show, especially like he is getting paid to produce something for that animated show, and he just takes it and spins into like his own narrative. Like, okay, for this episode is my special episode, like the Open Mike Ego episode, and I'm like the protagonist in this one. I really love that. It's like ultimate escapism. Cherry on top, like it is Canyon. You know the song. It's fucking the tip of the cherry. Like
We just wanted to live. We just wanted to live like you. None of us knew it. Little ones grew as fast as they did. Let me assemble my shit. One more piece and that's it. Pull that window up quick and hit me get loud. Toss on my shit. Catch me busting my head. Catch me busting my ass. Used to know where we stood. We used to be good. I wasn't gonna ask. Wait, we all wanted the same thing. Feel the way that chain swing. Want to pilot them damn planes. We go chasing them same wings. We gon' go cause I said so. Underground is my bread low. Dirty uniform worn thin. We gon' see where that thread go. Wherever we went. Now I ain't got no more armor. I was okay wherever we went. Now I ain't got no more armor. I was okay wherever we went. Now I ain't got no more armor. I was okay wherever we went. Now
one more piece and that's it. Roll that window up quick and hear me get loud and toss all my shit. That line, like when he says it, it's super chilled out, like he super relaxed, like so him saying like the image of him like getting out of the window and screaming, it's in contradiction with the performance that he's giving, you know, like what he's expressing in his lyrics are not coming through in the vocals, and I think it comes off good just because it feels like this album is nothing like Brick Body Kids or Hello Personal Music Festival. It's very depressed music. Like I feel like the soundtrack, it could be on the soundtrack of some anime or some shit like that. It feels Eastern music isn't like too aggressive in a sense. Mainstream Eastern music isn't like too aggressive. It's very bubbly and not too coming at you hard. There's like niche like rock shit, but it's not really like out there in the mainstream, especially compared to like the anime music. Honestly, it's probably like the weakest song to me so far. It's too relaxed for me.
Part of this excursion yesterday. The infamous Ace. The infamous Ace is gonna join me on stage. And he's thought I would be floating like a surfer. They had to save my life with the life preserver. Yeah, cause I'm really not an awesome swimmer. Yeah, full as I am, and I lost a flipper. Yeah, I'm in the ocean, what the hell is this? People getting stung by tiny little jellyfish. Yeah.
That was cute, I guess, but it's super low. I'm guessing it was from a recording, like a live performance of his podcast. I'm not sure. Kind of like a gimmick, like oh look, it's a cutesy little thing, like my kid. I know it's a very personal thing. Like I'm sure he's very proud of his kid. Of course, the album's about divorce and his kids. Like what's gonna happen. So he, putting that front and center. Like yeah, my kids are still very important to me. But yeah, the execution of it is just like I'm probably not gonna replay that, but I like the idea of it. He's a good father, so you can't knock him for that. Overall, I would say this is probably the least bumpable Open Mike Eagle album that I've ever heard. It's just like super specific to a very dark situation that a lot of people don't want to maybe hear about or you know, even think about, just because like they've maybe experienced the same situation, and it draws hard times. You know, very dark topic that you don't see a lot of people talk about as much, even though the divorce rate is fucking through the roof. It makes a lot of people question like why this is happening. I would say it's like the economic anxiety that's just like crushing. Of course, it's unique with every situation, but I would say a lot of it has to do with like the economic anxiety crushing people, and then not a lot of opportunities, and that leads to like more stress in the household. It could be a whole bunch of stuff, but like again, it's just like a dark topic that a lot of people just don't want to talk about. It's hard to do a whole project about the aftermath of it, and not have it come out like we're bitter or something in that avenue. It's just like it seems hard, like just trying to think about that. Like, you go through this experience of how in the beginning, he very much just came out forward and said it, like he said the situation of how it was looking, and why the relationship, and everything's pretty much the aftermath of it. It's not like he's talking about anything about the marriage or anything. And then it ends with the future, essentially, like his kid is the future of that relationship may be dead, but at least it sparks something tangible that like you can always look fondly on. And that's part of like his coping, I'm assuming, just like trying to remember the good times. The good times, definitely, like the birth of our kids and stuff like that. If I'm trying to play a fucking album of Open Mike U, I'm definitely not just gonna go to like this one if I'm trying to show people him. But like, I think this is more interesting for like a fan. But I think people that are going through that situation, like specifically after a divorce, stuff like that, I think they would reconnect. They would really connect with the message behind it, especially like self care. I think that was or what the fuck is self care? Yeah, I think I would give it maybe a 7.8, an 8 around there. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought.